I'm thinking, how many times does it take before, someone is kept off the streets? I don't even care why he was arrested 22 times, but for the mere fact that he's been arrested 22 times, like, come on, man. The story doesn't stop there. I have a separate clip that I want to examine with you guys and break down, because this guy took to Facebook and released some really odd videos about, why he did what he did and how he's never going to be in prison. Okay, this is what our criminal justice system is, because this is what a lot of people wanted. So let's get to the clip.
Now to the increasing outcry over the release of the man accused in the subway feces attack. In addition to that disturbing crime,
there's the clip again.
He faces a slew of other charges.
And tonight, there are alarming social media posts from the suspect talking about getting out on the street without bail. Morgan Mackay covering this for us tonight. She is live on the Upper East Side with reaction. Morgan.
Stephen, Lori, we got a chilling look today at Frank Obroqua's Facebook page and found posts of him linking demons to sleep paralysis and making other strange claims. And just today, he posted a video about the fecal incident. Here is a snapshot.
Oh, this guy is crazy. But if he were to be put in prison, system's racist, right? The system is against black people. Okay.
The species that set the scenario, Rob, should keep every female in their right mind away from me.
In a rambling Facebook video, 37-year-old Frank Obroqua bragged about being released from jail without bail after surveillance footage showed him allegedly smearing human feces on a woman in the subway.
Everybody know Frank does him. I shoot anything that I get my hands on. You get what I'm saying?
He also posted a picture saying, quote, "Never been up north, never will." The NYPD says Obroqua has an extensive criminal history and has been arrested nearly 24 times, including 2 arrests this year on assault charges and an arrest last fall where he is accused of spitting on a Jewish man, which...
Yeah, that's that's it right there. We could stop the story and go home. This guy is a career criminal. That's what they call it, right? Someone whose rap sheet is older and longer than some people's age. And he had already been arrested 2 times previously on assault. Y'all don't see the issue here, the actual issue here? That someone like this is allowed to continue just being re-released out onto the street. A career criminal. Let's continue.
Is a hate crime. Head of the MTA, Jano Lieber, says he is just as horrified by the attack and wants to ban repeat offenders from the subway. The state already has a law that can ban people from public transit for up to 3 years if they are convicted of unlawful sexual conduct or if they are convicted of assaulting an MTA worker. But this law has only been used twice.
It makes no sense to me that a guy who has a bunch of priors for attack.
Yeah, because the law, because it's a stupid law. That's why it's only worked twice. Because the law is only in place, it seems, based off of what she said, for the workers' protection. Like, what about the actual passengers? And it just said, sexual assault and attack of a worker. What about all the other stuff in between? I'm not surprised that it's only worked twice. You know what I'm saying? And then how do you, I mean, you ban somebody, but you know how many people live in New York and use the subway on a daily basis? Like, how are you gonna, and this guy is homeless, so you don't really know where he's gonna be, or, you identify him every time. Unless, people just know him. Someone like this needs to be off the streets, in my opinion. But I know some of you out there are gonna call me all kinds of different stuff, which is fine. I mean, but this is what people wanted. This is what people voted for. So I'm not surprised at what's going on. I mean, this is pretty gross, this particular incident. But when you look at the deeper issue here, repeat offender on the streets, man. And he knows he's going to keep going back out and doing the same stuff.
A guy who has a bunch of priors for attacking people, including a hate crime, and who does that horrific attack, really victimizing somebody, can be let out of jail, let out by the court and just walk right back to that subway station.
Mayor Eric Adams also condemned the attack and once again blamed the state's bail reform laws for allowing Abrokwa back on the streets. MK Kashian, a civil rights attorney, however, disagrees and says this case is not a failure of the bail reform law, but rather a failure on the part of the judge to set bail, pointing to
All right, guys, I got curious about that bail reform law that they were talking about. So I went to the New York State Senate.gov website and I pulled it up so we could break it down. So let's see here. What did the bail reform law do? In